terror struck and innocent lives were taken hostage. One soldier answered the crisis with unwavering courage. He is Colonel Andrew Bacala. Siya ang nanguna sa isang delikadong rescue mission sa Basilan kung saan bawat sekundo ay mahalaga para sa kaligtasan ng mga bihag.
Torture ang ginawa.
Palayain na nila yung lahat na hostages. Wipe out once and for all the Abu Sayyaf.
I am Mateo Uricelli, and this is Patriots.
Yung mga bata, matanda, pinuntahan niya yung mga kabahayan dyan. Kumusta kayo nanay, tatay? Minahal niya yung mga tao dito.
Mahal siya ng mga tao. Maraming nagmamahal sa kanya. Marami din siyang mga buhay na na-touch.
I feel cheated that he was taken too soon. Napakabata ni Sir. On the other side, the only way to get to heaven, dapat mamatay ka eh. So, in my grief, I find it comfort na alam kong nasa langit si Sir. Alam kong andun siya.
A proud son of the mountain province, a farmer's boy whose strength was forged by the very peaks he called home, a true Igorot warrior. This is Colonel Andrew Bacala Jr., a graduate of the Philippine Military Academy, Bantay Laya, class of 1994. He didn't just pass the military's toughest courses, he excelled in all of them. Standing out, dominating, shaping himself for the brutal realities of combat and command. And as a young lieutenant, he didn't just lead. He earned the fierce respect of his men through raw courage, unyielding discipline, and a quiet dedication to duty. But look past the uniform and step away from the battlefield. Behind the soldier is a devoted husband, a loving father to 4 beautiful children, a warrior in absolute service to his country, and a family man to the very core.
Si Sir Andrew, kilala natin siya bilang isang snappy soldier, bilang isang dedicated and brave.
I hereby assume command of the 4th Special Forces Battalion, Special Forces Regiment Airborne, Special Operations Command, Philippine Army, effective 28 February 2016.
Pero bilang husband po, siya po ay soft, malambing, and very responsible husband sa akin at sa anak namin. Kumbaga, nagkaroon na kami ng setup, ng agreement na yung being a soldier, yung kung ano siya sa mga tauhan niya, hindi niya dinadala sa bahay.
When he is stressful, he often comes here and relieves himself through bringing us to certain places and have a talk with his friends. But most of the time, he brings us to his place at the farm. He wants us to vacation on his workplace too in Basilan.
It's the fact that despite his schedule, he does tend to have time for us, specifically going out from Basilan to Manila, and he made us relax and made us explore many things and experience us new things. And he always treats us in very father-like way, takes us to trips so that we could family bond.
In Limaong, Zamboanga, residents witnessed the true heart of this man, his genuine compassion, his unyielding commitment to the people. He didn't just defend communities, he helped rebuild them. He helped transform idle barren land into thriving, productive farms. He stood side by side with locals, teaching families how to cultivate the soil, secure food, and create a sustainable livelihood for generations to come.
Siya talaga nag-umpisa. Sabi niya, hindi nila alam, hindi nila marunong mag-alaga daw sa lupa. Kasi kung talaga si Andrew sa lupa talaga. Tuwing galing siya Basilan, kung may time siya, sabi niya, punta tayo sa Limaong Rom. Tingnan natin kung anong magagawa natin doon. Kaya sayang naman panahon, sabi niya.
Tinuruan niya ako sa tanim. Kasi magaling siya sa sa lugar nila, siyempre igorot man si sir. Magaling siya magtanim. Yun ang tinuturo niya sa amin, kaya nakabili ako konting lupa, nagtanim din ako. Kaya nga nagpasalamat talaga ako sa kanya. Kahit ganito lang. Ganito lang ako, ma'am, pero kung saan siya narating, ma'am, sumama ako sa kanya.
Itong mga tanim dito, tumulong yung Kapgo ayon sa project ni Sir Andrew. Kaya nagiging ganito ang mini forest niya. Ang taas na mga kahoy na ngayon.
Colonel Bacala's mission went far beyond providing food on the table. He believed in something deeper, that every single child deserves a chance to learn and a chance to dream. Through his unwavering efforts, the children of CAFGU members living in the most remote areas of Limaong finally gained access to quality education. He took action, he improved roads, and paved the way for a brand new community school. He was not just building walls, he was carving a pathway of hope through the darkest corners of the front line.
Mas gusto namin na walang gera kaysa may gera sa ating mga kapo at sa lahat ng mga kababayan.
Doon kami nakumpisa sa tulay. Sabi niya, sana may magkaroon tayo ng tulay dito. Tapos kung okay ng tulay, isemento yung daan. Kasi lupa man ng daan papunta rito. May mga portion pa gani. Kuminsan, nalulubong ang kuha namin, yung sasakyan namin dyan. Sabi niya, ayusin natin to. Kuminsan gani siya mismo ang bumibili ng mga materials para magsemento.
The people of Limaong remember him as a leader who helped build a community. But in the year 2000, others would remember him for something else. A daring rescue operation against the Abu Sayyaf.
Sabi nga niya, "Ma'am, ligtas na kayo, Lieutenant Bacala po." So ang ginawa nila, ni-rescue ako, ginano nila ako doon sa chopper.
Mas hinangaan ng marami si Colonel Bacala nung tumugon siya sa isang mapanganib na hostage crisis laban sa Abu Sayyaf. This is exactly where he showed not just extraordinary courage as a leader, but also his genuine intention to protect and save our fellow countrymen.
Nang March 20, 2000, teacher ako sa Sinangkapan Elementary School together with my husband. Pauwi kami sa bahay, bigla kaming hinarang, nakala namin ay mga sundalo. Yun pala, hindi mga sundalo kung hindi mga Abu Sayyaf. Kinidnap kami, dinala kami sa Puno Mahadje. For 45 days kaming inabduct ng mga Abu Sayyaf. And during that time, mahirap yung pinagdaanan namin. Hindi ka makakain, hindi ka makatulog ng maayos.
Teachers, students, and a priest were among those 53 taken hostage by the Abu Sayyaf terrorist group. For weeks, they endured fear, hunger, and uncertainty, never knowing if they would make it home alive. With every passing day, their chances of survival grew slimmer. But on May 3, 2000, hope arrived in the form of a small team of soldiers led by Colonel Andrew Bacala.
Yung encuentro po namin sa yung pagka-rescue po ng 19 hostages, bigla pong may dumating na intelligence report. Sabi niya may info. Ngayon, yung tropa na nagre-relax, i-organize ulit, sabi niya. Pagka-organize yung tropa na yan, nagkaroon ng briefing ng mga ilang minuto na check yung tropa, naka-organize po ng 3 team at saka command group. Pagka-deploy sa area, mga kuwan lang lakad namin from company headquarters papunta doon sa area, mga 20 minutes. Pagka 20 minutes ganyan, may nakakasalubong kami mga tao. Panik sila, tatakbuhan. O tinatanong namin, sabi nila, may armado dyan sa baba. Yun na yung target namin.
So nang nagsimula na yung bakbakan na, putukan na, unang natamaan husband ko. Yung mismong bantay niya, siyang pinutukan siya. Dito yung tama ng husband ko sa right arm niya. True and true, wakwak ito. So ang ginawa ko, sumampa ako ngayon sa husband ko. Kasi yung kamay ng husband ko nakatali dito sa likod. Tapos sa dulo nun, andun yung bala ng 57. Sabi ko, pag gumapang kami, matatanggal yung kamay ng husband ko, di ba kasi mabigat. Then doon na, nang sumampa ako, pababa na ako kayo sa husband ko, na-feel ko na may pumasok dito. Sabi ko sa husband ko, dong tinamaan ako. Yun lang. So siya nakaganon, ako naman nakadapa. Right that moment, putukan na ng putukan.
Yung encuentro na yan, umabot ng mahigit 2 oras. Sa mahigit 2 oras na yan, hindi rin nagtagal. Yung mga kalaban, umexit sila. After ng encuentro, yung putok-putok na yan, kunti na lang, nag-command dyan si Sir. Sabi niya, assault, pina-assault niya yung pagka-assault. Nag-scoan siya ng search. Pagka-search, yun na. Tumantad na doon yung mga hostages.
So nakita nila yung asawa ko na may open wound dito. Ang una asawa ko yung ni-rescue nila. And then ako, hinuli nila, akala nila wala akong tama. Pero pagbaligtad sa akin, doon nila nakita ng tama ko andito. Kasi dito yung pumasok yung bala papunta dito. Pero yung kamay ko is buo. Walang damage yung kamay ko. Kaya lang hindi ko na magalaw doon pa lang. So yun ang nangyari. Sabi nga niya, Ma'am, ligtas na kayo. Lieutenant Bacala po. So ang ginawa nila, ni-rescue ako, inano nila ako doon sa chopper.
Lahat ng hostages, pakwit namin, ikaw naman may iwan.
Habang binubuhat ako yung nasa maisan, wala talaga hindi namin naisip din na ililigtas kami that time. Kakaumpisa pa na ng gera, natamaan na kasi ako. So, naiwan ako. Pati yung mga patay na.
The courage and sacrifice of the Special Forces team, led by Colonel Andrew Bacala Jr., saved the lives of 19 civilian hostages. 19 lives secured and brought home safe. It is a mission that stands as a powerful reminder of what true service demands, choosing to risk your own life so that others may live.
SF na tumulong sa amin noon, na nag-risk ng buhay nila, ginawa nila yung servisyo nila, ganun. Yung naka-recover na ako, so pinagpatuloy ko yung buhay ko, nag-aral ako, hanggang sa nakatapos ako sa college.
Ito talaga ni Sir Bacala ang nagpagligtas. Kaya maraming salamat sa tropa niya, sa lahat ng mga special forces na binigyan pa nila kami ng pangalawang buhay.
The successful rescue operation in Basilan revealed more than Colonel Bacala's courage in combat. It showed the kind of leader he was. For the soldiers who served behind him, Colonel Bacala was more than a commander. He was a leader they trusted with their lives.
Si Colonel Bacala, he uses left hand and right hand. When it's time for you to get rewarded, he uses his soft hand. Marunong siya mag-reward, tap in the back, word of encouragement. He also uses the right hand. When it's time for you to be called out, he will definitely call you out. When it's time for you to deliver and nakukulangan siya, definitely he will call you out, he will mentor you at some point.
Alam mo si Bacala, karaming kaibigan niya dito sa buong Basilan. Maraming kaibigan niya. Mabait yan si Sir Bacala.
Mahilig dumiskarte, magaling. Lahat po ng paraan, may problema, nagagawan ng solusyon. Yun po yung mga magandang ginawa niya.
For decades, Colonel Bacala faced danger without hesitation. He ran towards the fire. But in August 2023, he encountered a battle he could not fight with weapons, recon, or tactical strategy. A different kind of war, one that would test the warrior's courage in a way he never imagined.
Ito na yung pinakamabigat. Yung mismo, ikaw, asawa, yung nasaksihan mo na yung struggle, yung battle niya. Hindi man siya sa battlefield, sa operation, pero dito sa karamdaman, yung mayroong masakit kasi nakikita mo as his wife na yung pinagdadaanan niyang
Colonel Bacala's toughest fight wasn't just on the field. On August 2023, he was diagnosed with a tumor in his esophagus. Pero sa laban nito, hindi siya nag-iisa. He was surrounded by the unwavering support of his friends, family, and colleagues of the AFP.
Way back year, 2020, nagka-ischemic stroke si Sir. Nung pandemic time ito. Later on, nag-recover din siya. Back to normal. Noong year 2022, yun naman, medyo may na-observe kami, medyo parang umapayat siya. Tapos, nung nakita namin na pagka umiinom siya ng fish oil, yung malaking na tablet na yung fish oil, bumabara daw dito sa lalamunan niya.
At first, Colonel Bacala pushed through. He ignored the symptoms and continued to serve. But in 2023, the fight became deeply personal. Doctors discovered a tumor in his esophagus. The diagnosis forced him to undergo a grueling major operation. He survived the surgery, he fought back, and he began the long road to recovery.
Happy Father's Day.
Yet, in April 2026, another critical challenge would emerge. One more battle to test the fighting spirit of this warrior.
April 11, yun na yung stomach ache. May kinain kasi si Sir na mangga, ripe mango, tapos pati blender rice na lomi. Yun ang pinakain sa kanya. Tapos biglang sumakit ang tiyan. Pero okay lang naman, parang sakit lang. Sabi niya, mahal, masakit ang tiyan ko. Hindi ko inisip na parang emergency kasi wala ka naman naririnig kay sir na hindi ko na kaya o ano. Wala lang, relax lang siya, ganun. Nagsasalita, nag-uusap kami. Parang tinitiis lang pala niya yung sakit.
I think Sunday lunch, tumawag sa akin si Ma'am Bacala, umiiyak. Sabi niya, Archie, si sir mo, maluba ang kalagayan. Gulat ako kasi nag-video call pa kami eh. Ano nangyari, ma'am? Pneumonia, sabi niya. Sir, kaya natin to. Ang dami nating laban na pinagdaanan. Kayang-kaya mo to. Nagta-thumbs up sa akin si sir. Nagta-thumbs up siya. Ibig sabihin, naririnig niya yung boses ko, naintindihan niya yung message ko. Very confident ako. Tapos, una side note, sumisend niya sa akin si General Tagle, gumaganon daw. Ibig sabihin, lumuluha si Colonel Bacala. Sabi ko, sir, kaya natin to.
Sir, happy birthday. Sir, bata mo kami. For decades, Colonel Bacala held the line through countless battles. But this time, the warrior's journey came to an end. He passed away due to complications from pneumonia. But behind him lies a lasting legacy, held dear by a loving family, appreciated by a brotherhood of soldiers, and honored by a grateful nation.
It was during one of my class times. I was in school. My mother called me in a very, very sad tone. I was wondering what it was. When she told me about my father's death, after a few minutes, for the first time in a long time, I cried.
I feel cheated that he was taken too soon. Napakabata ni sir. Napakabata niya. But on the other side, ma'am, the only way to get to heaven, dapat mamatay ka eh. So, in my grief, I find it comfort na alam kong nasa langit si sir. Alam kong andun siya. So, nakakalungkot na a part of you will die kapag namatay yung isang mahal mo sa buhay.
Sobrang na-touch po ako. Hindi ko akalain ganun po kadami na ako nagmamahal sa kanya. Yung bumuwas pa sila galing sa iba't ibang probinsya. Yung mga nakasama niya sa Bataan, kung saan siya na-assign noon. Bago siya na-assign sa Mindanao, may mga kanya-kanya din silang kwento. Nakaka-proud. Nakaka-proud. Kahit saan siyang lupalop ng mundo mapunta, marami nagmamahal sa kanya. Napakabuti niya. Hindi lang bilang husband, bilang isang sundalo. Kahanga-hanga po si Sir.
After his final honors at the libingan ng mga bayani, Colonel Bacala returned to the place closest to his heart. His family fulfilled his wish to be laid to rest in his farm in Limao. Not among monuments or grand halls, but among the people whose lives he touched and the community he helped build.
Mabait talaga si Sir at saka hindi niya pinabayaan yung mga katauhan niya, mga tao niya. Saka siyang nagiging inspirasyon namin. Kaya mula noon hanggang ngayon dito sa lugar namin, nagiging peaceful, ma'am.
trabaho lang para sa bayan. Yun din ang sinabi sa akin si Sir. Magtrabaho tayo para sa bayan. Hirap at ginawa para sa bayan. Sana hindi niya ako pabayaan hanggang ngayon. Totoo, hindi ako umiyak sa tatay ko, pero sa kanya umiyak ako. Dahil medyo malaki ang ano namin, ma'am. Pasensya ka na, ma'am.
Dahil po sa pamumuhay na magaan, yung naitulong niya sa amin, parang munlad na, kay marunong na magtanim, may ma-harvest na rin. Yan ang mga tinuturo ni Sir.
Mahal siya ng mga tao. Maraming nagmamahal sa kanya. Marami din siyang mga buhay na na-touch. Madami siyang mga kaibigan, di lang sa Basilan, kahit na sa Basulta.
Maraming salamat sa iniwan mo. Pagmamahal, pag-aaruga, at buong support. Itataguyod ko ang mga anak natin. Ang pangako ko sa iyo, palakihin ko sila ng maayos. At magiging proud ka diyan sa Jannah sa heaven. Patuloy mo silang gabayan. Bigyan mo pa ako ng lakas ng loob. Alam ko na diyan ka lang. Nagbabantay sa amin. Hindi ka namin makalimutan. Habang kami nabubuhay.
Malungkot man ang pagpanaw ni Colonel Bacala, marami naman po siyang naiwan alaala. He left a long-lasting legacy not just to his family, but to the whole entire armed forces of the Philippines. And more than that, nag-iwan siya ng mahalagang aral na baon ngayon ng mga sundalo na kasama niya sa laban. Ako po si Mateo Gutierrez at saludo kami sa inyong lahat.